Hello guys, it's Mr. Sickness here. Welcome to today's mod showcase. We're going to be on Ark Ascended, we're going to be doing Morrow's Gigantophis, and we're going to be on the map Asteros. So a really great creature, it's a legendary, gigantic prehistoric snake. One of my favourite mods in Ark Ascended at the moment, and it's one of sort of many mods that Moronada has put together. It's got some really popular mods, the Indomitable Duo, which I talked about before, which brings the Indoraptor, Indorex into the game. There's the Livertan, which is a huge whale, which you can build a siege cockpit. And, it's all real fun stuff. They have these sort of meticulous taming methods, really cool. Nothosaurus, also really cool. Electric Komodo dragon, tame it with generators, real fun. So yeah, Morrow's Gigantophis, a legendary prehistoric snake. Really versatile, really great for stealth, great for range. It's got some fun little features we're going to go through today. We're going to go through the abilities, we're going to go through the engrams and what levels you need to unlock them. And we're going to go through the tame. So yeah, let's get into that. It's got a whole host of abilities. I would say it has sort of 3 combat modes. We're going to get into that. So firstly, part of the engrams, the admin remote, that unlocks at level 1. You need to be in admin mode, creative, GM, to be able to use that. Everything else unlocks from 64. So 64, the first thing you're always going to need the flute. There's no taming food that you need for this creature, but you need the flute. And that's part of the taming mechanic, real fun mechanic, and we're going to get into that once I explain the remote. So the remote you can access with sort of GM mode, real easy to find. You just type in Morrow, real easy, it's right there. It'll bring you up a sort of C4 detonator. You're going to click that C4 detonator. And then we're going to get to this menu. So from here you can spawn yourself a Gigantophis, you can spawn yourself a male, you can spawn yourself a female, and babies, which I think is great. It has a variety of different patterns and colours, and I think that's what makes this really, really great too. There's so much TLC involved in this mod. It looks excellent, fits the theme, fits the Frontier theme really well. Really well made creature, and even this admin mod menu, the UI, it's real easy to use. It's just great. It's great. The patterns are great. You've got the sort of rattlesnake patterns. You've got the sort of coral snake. You could, you can get as diverse as you want. You can make a grass snake if you really want. You have full disposal of that color palette, the extended color palette with Ark Ascended. I love albino myself. Albino, gore color, actual black. Those are my favourites. Use them mostly all the time. But yeah, there's lots you can do with this admin remote. I'm just going to knock one up just so you can see sort of colour wise what you can do. And yeah, just a really, really fun creature. I think once you get to the end game, you've got your rock drakes, you've got your wyverns, now you've got your phoenix breeding. If you've been playing for a long time like me, you might want something to spice the game up a little bit. So when I went to my mod menu, these Morrow's mods, they really piqued my interest. I think he's a really great developer, really smart. The taming mechanics that he does, they're above and beyond really the Ark, sort of styly. They're so involved, so clever. So next. You can configure all your settings, which is really, really great. You can do the gun damage. You've got your swallow mechanics. You can set the sort of drag weight that you can swallow for certain creatures. So nothing's off the menu. If you want to be able to go around and pick up everything, swallow everything, hypnotize everything, it's all there for you to do it. You can also make the tame a little easier as well. It's very difficult tame. The vanilla settings actually took me probably about 90 minutes to tame it the first time I tamed it. You can play with those settings as well. Make it just a little bit easier. I think these settings here where you can alter the drag weight, I think that's sort of game changing. Mine, I've changed the settings so that you can constrict up to brontos, and it looks great. It's a real cool thing. So yeah, you can set the drag weight of the Gigantophis as well, so that you can take them into boss battles. I mean, my sort of definition of Gigantophis is so versatile. It can be, as statted as a Rex. It can be as strong as a Rex, but also it could be, you could put a lot into speed, and it could be extremely fast and stealthy. Um, yeah, it's got a lot of tactics. You can put points into oxygen, and it can swim, so well. Its aquatic versatility um, is epic. Yeah, it comes with a really cool chibi as well. The Gigantophis chibi, real cute. Yeah, spawn it from the admin menu, or you can create it in the smithy for a fibre, something like that. But yeah, it's really cute. See that snuggly round your neck there, choking the life out of you. Um, yeah, really, really cute game, really cool, and it gives you an added bonus, gives you a heat protection buff as well. So yeah, let's get on to the taming. We're in the scorched area of Astraeos. Um, it's they're abundant here. They actually spawn in lots of places, mountain places. You'll find them, just on the random everywhere. But we've got a 260 here. All you need for the tame, like I said before, you need the flute, and it gets really fun from here on out. This is my favourite tame. It's just so fun. You come across them, pop your flute out, bish bash bosh. Yeah, great tame. Here we go. So first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to raise up your flute. You're going to want to start, playing that song. That's going to lure your snake. He's gonna stop what he's doing. He's obliged. All right, so it's going to take a second here, but he's gonna lock on. Oh, look at that phoenix in the back there, cheeky. So yeah, I added that actually. You can add phoenix spawns into Astraeos using another mod. It's really stable and really nice with the summer bash colours. So yeah, here we go. He's on the hook, so to speak. So you don't actually have to move. He will come to you and will pick you up, and then the taming process starts. So a really cool tame. Obviously, you've got your flute here, and you're going to watch the pattern of what he's doing there with his head. You're going to mirror that pattern. It's all button inputs, LB, right stick, square, triangle. Um, it's actually really finicky. The first couple of times you try it, your fingers are going to be everywhere, just I suppose as if you were playing the flute in real life. Um, yes, but after a while, it gets really easy to do. You get used to it, and it's so rewarding. That little guy's just bobbing around, and you find yourself getting a little bit hypnotized, actually. So yeah, we're going to obviously continue the button inputs. There's no taming food. You lose a little bit of progress if you don't have your inputs in time. Um, like I say, it's real finicky. It's sort of time based. You're going to miss a few here and there, but it's not a bother. It's not a bother. The worst thing that's going to happen is going to drop you. He's going to attack you. You can come back again with your flute. Just diddly dee, off you go. So we're going to get to about 20%, and then we're going to just speed it all the way up to the ends, just to show you where we're at there. Okay, guys. So yeah, we'll sped it up a little bit. Sped it up 8 times. Really fast. I'm not going to talk as fast as what this is going. But yeah, simple. You just repeat the buttons, repeat the inputs, maintain progress. Once you're at 100%, you've got your tame. Pretty simple. In true Ark fashion, as you can see there are Morellatops and all sorts attacking. Interesting thing there, what you saw once I potted the Gigantophis, dropped a couple of Morellatops out of his stomach. Must have been digesting them. Right, okay, so let's get on to the abilities. This is the fun stuff, there he is with his cool hat, looking really sinister. So we set up a couple of bits and bobs just to sort of show you that from what I've found, actually, these weapons do no structure damage, but it's a good way to show you the sort of pinpoint accuracy. Gatling gun, firstly, comes with there's a shoulder harness, also a bullet belt, and a Western hat. Looks really great. Yeah, really accurate, really good long range. Yeah, epic. Yeah, so I prefer the Gatling gun actually over the pulse cannon. For me, it just seems to be more accurate, really good for sort of your close quarter combat, and just really good on the fly. Yeah, really hard hitting, really quick. Has two modes. You've got your single fire, you've got your automatic fire as well. Yeah, and then you've got your pulse cannon. Pulse cannon, very cool. You can change the colour of the pulse that comes out at the end. You can customise a lot of things with Gigantophis. Gigantophis also has amazing animated skins. If you go into the settings, click on the little dodo, and then these are amazing inverted colour animated skins. They just look epic. So yeah, here you can see the pulse gun. Very reminiscent of a sort of tech rifle, the way that it shoots. Yeah, really good. I recommend this for sort of flyers and for long range. It's great for sort of larger creatures, stationary. I find it to be a little bit less accurate than the Gatling gun, but it's awesome. It looks great. That customization on it, and yeah, it's just great to have a second weapon to change into. It's Gatling gun's a treat in itself, but having this, yeah, it's a very, very cool thing. You can see that Bronto is expert in evasion, but you get the gist, I suppose. Yeah, great weapons, great little things that come. You've got the little Santa hat. I always turn it blue, turn it into a little sleeping hat. Yeah, really great creature. Really great two sort of gun variants. Now we're going to move on to the sort of basic attacks. So we've got the bite attack, the tail swipe, and the tail slam. All vicious in their own right. Your bite attack, very fast. Get that reach because you're in python stance. Yeah, vicious, it's fast, it's effective, it's great. You've got your tail slam. Real nice AoE, does a good amount of damage. And there's your tail swipe. That does a knockback effect. It's really, really useful when you're surrounded. Next, we're on to the grab and swallow. This is the sort of creme de la creme of Gigantophis. We're going to pick up our creature. We're going to choke the dear life out of him. At this point, he's going to be swallowed. Yes, he is. He's going to be swallowed. So, amazing thing. Yep, you swallow a creature. The higher level the creature, the Gigantophis is going to digest that creature now inside of its stomach, and you're going to receive a pellet in the inventory. Once that's digested, you're going to click on it. It's going to give you some loot. Obviously, the higher level the creature, the better the loot. Really cool. Just super cool. Now we're on to hypnosis. Hypnosis can be done in a couple of ways. So yeah, you can coil up and just sort of do it in sort of turret mode, I suppose. And you can also just plant yourself quite close to them and then enable the hypnosis. Right, so it has an AoE effect. It can have as many targets as what you assign it to have in the admin menu. I think I have it up to 5. But yeah, it adds torpor, puts the creature to sleep. You don't have to touch it. It doesn't do any damage. Really great way to get perfect tame. Really great way, if you trap a creature, you don't even have to go inside. You just hypnotise it, put it to sleep. Griffins, anything, it works really, really well. Shedding skin. Yep, so when you're in your alternate stance, you have 2 stances on the Gigantophis. You have Cobra stance, and then you have your sort of regular stance. Yeah, you can shed skin. Shed skin's going to make a decoy. Shed skin's going to heal your health. Really fun, really cool. Just what you'd expect from a snake, really. Yeah, really cool, really good. So yeah, you can see, this is a high level Bronto. It's having no problem attacking that. I really up. There we go. And we're constricting. Yeah, that's one of the great abilities. We're going to go into that. We're going to do a full constrict later on. Just do a bit of constrict on him now. We're going to eat him. All the trouble is caused. Right. Thermal vision. Yeah, another great sort of stealth predator tactic. We've got predator vision. It's really great for humans or tames. Comes at your base, jump on the back. You're scanning. You'll find anyone easy. And this is a real great creature for PvP. Also, anything you can do to the tames, you can do to a human. Hypnosis, swallow. Yeah, it's going to be real handy in PvP, especially with the cannon and the stealth options. Great. So yeah, we're going to slowly chase down this Bronto. Obviously, look at this chasing as well. You can flip back into Cobra stance. You can just have a few bites, chomp, 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 chomp. Game over. I think that if it did have a little bit of torpor in its bite, it would be like sort of OP. So I'm sort of glad that it just comes down to mainstream, just attack. The DPS on that one, no torpor, because obviously, you want to use the hypnotize, you want to use the swallow abilities. So that's great. Yeah, Gigantophis, great in the water. Yeah, it's amazing in the water. It's like an invisible predator. It's fast. It can do all of its basic abilities under the water. It can use its bite. It can use its swipe. It can use its slam. Moves very fast in the water. Has a great oxygen stat. Yeah, super useful. If you're thinking of mounting those offensives on a water base, you're really going to be able to sneak around. I wouldn't say it could tank, masses of bullets, but for finding those tricky ways round, climbing up things, getting round things, there's no contest really. So yeah, Gigantophis, adding to the roster of abilities. Turret mode, a really cool turret mode. It's not as involved as the Basilisk. The Basilisk obviously shoots venomous gas clouds. The Gigantophis can just strike within range. Sadly for this poor Dilophosis, he was. Good job. Right. Constrict. Yeah, so we see this a little bit earlier on. Yeah, really, really cool mechanic. Works really good on the crocodiles in the swamp, larger tames. Obviously, firstly, you have to get the creature down to 60% of its health. So we're going to have a few chomps at it before we decide to constrict. You always have to go into the sort of python anaconda sort of stance. Yeah, we're going to give them a little bit of damage. Boy, little does he know what is about to happen. Okay, so we're ready. Let's constrict. Fun. Ooh. He's now wearing us. There's a nice Brontosaurus necklace. Fancy. Real fancy. But the vanity is going to cost you your life. So yeah, it takes quite a long time, obviously, depending on the size of the creature. But yeah, we're just going to be choking the life out of him. It's nice and slow. You can sit here, you can have a break, you can think about what you've done. You can wait for your tames to digest in your belly. Yeah. Gigantophis, amazing, brilliant creature, does it all. And yeah, really, really happy with it. Every time the mod list goes down and I see that Gigantophis doesn't have the update, it hurts me to my core. I love this creature. I think it should be part of the vanilla game. It's got so much to bring to the game. And the babies look great, the chibi looks great, the gear looks great. Like I said, check out the trailers for Morinada. I think he's a really great, talented developer. And the creatures he's released, they're unique. They bring something more to the game. You know, there's nothing basic about this. And sorry to say, Mr. Bronto, but your time is nearly done. Yeah, so yeah, constrict away, constrict away, constrict away. Large creature. I mean, that took, about a minute to take his full health pool. We didn't have to expend any energy, any stamina, or anything. We stood in one place. We choked him out. He dies. Num num num. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, it's really great. So yeah, I think just gonna have a little whip round. Maybe try and do a grab on that flyer there, just to show you that that's part of his ability. But he's gonna get out of range, of course he is. We can try. We can try. That's not going to work, but we're going to get that little guy instead. Sorry, little guy. So yeah, we're going to choke him. And this really is like, I could do this all day. I could just do this. I could do this all day. Yeah, and then we're going to swallow when it gets to 50%. Num 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 num. It just looks amazing. Just here we go. Let's go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, this has been really great fun. Really enjoyed making this. My channel's quite new. If you liked it, please give me a like and a subscribe. All credit to Morinada for his amazing creatures.